Well, welcome back, and thank you so much for praying with us for the launch of this brand new life-giving church in Walker, Michigan later this fall. This is an exciting week for us. We have our next interest party coming up. We've been blasting out invitations all over social media this last week. We'll continue to do so. Will you go on Instagram or Facebook right now and share one of our posts? Someone could see your post and RSVP to show up on Sunday, all because you let them know about it. Speaking of this Sunday, we know that there are so many barriers that people have to come to join us. People are nervous about showing up to a gathering of people they don't know. A lot of people are scared of church, scared of being judged. They don't feel like they fit. God's enemy wants to keep people right where they are, stuck. He doesn't want them exercising courage to try something new. I need you to see this. People who feel far from God and are disconnected from the church, they have spiritual resistance piling up against them this week. They need your help, your prayers to help overcome that uphill climb. And if you just pray for them 5 minutes every day this week, I believe we'll have people there on Sunday who otherwise wouldn't make it. This week, I want to take you to 2 Corinthians 12, verses 9 through 10. It says this. Paul says, "But he said to me, my grace is sufficient for you, for power is made perfect in weakness. So I will boast all the more gladly of my weaknesses, so that the power of Christ may dwell in me. Therefore, I'm content with weaknesses, insults, hardships, persecutions, calamities, for the sake of Christ. For when I am weak, then I am strong." We moved back to Michigan to be closer to family in July of 2019, and my dad, who fought valiantly against brain cancer, ended up passing 18 months later in early 2021. There were some really beautiful moments, but overall it was a brutal season watching my dad decline and my family grieve. After he passed, I went into my first ever season of depression. I just felt like every day I was starting off at 60%. I was so tired, so discouraged. Mila, our third daughter, was born a month after my dad passed. I was so sad that she didn't get to meet him. And now we were doing this whole newborn thing with me at half capacity. Those were dark days. And I didn't think that anything good could come out of his death. But my pastor at the time had me reading Pete Scazzero's Emotionally Healthy Discipleship, and there was a quote in there from a different Christian author who lost his wife, his mother, and one of his daughters in a 1991 car crash. And that author reflected, he said, "I did not get over the loss of my loved ones. Rather, I absorbed the loss into my life, like soil receiving decaying matter, until it became a part of who I am. Sorrow took up permanent residence in my soul and enlarged it." I started to comprehend that even though it felt like my soul was being flattened, compressed, that God could actually bring something beautiful out of it. That losing my dad didn't have to handicap me for the rest of my life. God could actually use it to enlarge who I am and how I show up in the world. Because of my own weakness, my own pain, my own grief, I started to lean on others in ways that I hadn't before. Walls that I didn't even know existed in our marriage started to crumble because I didn't have the energy to keep them up anymore. And slowly, God started to transform my life. I stopped trying to prove to God how effective I could be, and I started to ask Him to sustain me because I couldn't keep going without Him. Will you pray for the next 60 seconds that people in the Grand Rapids area would feel released from having to prove how awesome they are and how amazing their lives are going, and that they would come in their weakness, in their grief, in their purposelessness, and find God in the midst of this new community? Thank you so much for praying. We'll see you here next week.